Hello yogis, and welcome to this flow for inner connection. Connection plays a key role in our experience as a human. Without it, we risk anxiety, listlessness, depression and loneliness. And we live in a world where we're constantly connected to the external world, constantly switched on. And in that sense of connectivity, we can be lured into forgetting that often what the body needs, what the mind, and ultimately what our souls crave for is to put down the device and release that urge to be consuming and get back in touch with those around us. And a lot of the time, get back in touch with ourselves. I'm Sherlock and am so grateful you're here to flow. If you're finding value in this video already, please show the like button some love to help raise my content to the top. Being digitally connected to our loved ones, those far or near, has given us an amazing ability to stay in touch with each other. And that is something to be grateful for. But nothing can compare to the connection that is created or cultivated from real conversations, face-to-face interactions, or hearing a familiar voice. There is beauty to be experienced in the energy that is cultivated through those real experiences. This connection and conversation is important with the experiences with the self as well. In taking the time to go inward and connect to the self, we come to recognize we are all connected, whether near or far, and we can use our practice in connecting with the self to project that energy outward. So as you move through this practice, send your gaze inward, fill your own cup, and then send that energy you create within out to your network. We're all connected by breath. We're all connected by energy. We're all connected by spirit. Let's meet on the mat. Find yourself a comfortable seat. Ground down through the sit bones, connecting to the earth, and elongate the spine. So we're lifting the spine away from the earth and reaching up through the crown. Allow the shoulder blades to melt down the back. Just relax the shoulders. Bring one hand to meet the belly, one hand to meet the chest, and just close down the eyes. Taking a moment to bring the gaze inward. And often, in order to help maintain that focus, we can focus on the breath. So as we inhale, take the breath deep into the pelvic bowl. Fill the bowl with the breath. And allow the breath to trickle into the navel, following into the chest, opening up through the heart and the collarbone. And the exhale is guided by the gentle contraction of the pelvic floor as the navel draws toward the spine. And just notice as the body softens ever so slightly with each exhale. Keep the gaze inward. Perhaps when you've gained your focus, maybe you're able to take your gaze away from the breath and to the midpoint between the eyebrows and slightly up, so to our third eye, or the midbrain. Become comfortable with the silence here. Know that in the silence, we discover more about ourselves. We discover more about our worldview. When given the opportunity, the mind and the spirit and the body, when combined, can take you to magical places. By removing the distractions, removing the constant need to consume information, we give the mind space and we give the spirit space to do what it does oh so well on its own, which is provide you with inner wisdom. You can really release the hands to the knees now. Eyes remain closed, and just take a moment to sense the energy flowing through the body. Notice how the body feels different now that you've taken the time to disconnect from the outer world and reconnect with the inner. Bow the head slightly. Gently flutter the eyelids open. As you inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Bring the palms to meet overhead. Exhale, slowly draw the hands to heart center, focusing on that center line throughout the body. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Bring the palms to meet. Find that connection with the center line as you slowly and purposefully move the hands toward the heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, draw the hands to heart center. Flutter the eyelids open. Roll over the knees, come to find a neutral tabletop position. I'm just going to move through a few rounds of cat and cow. So as we breathe in, we lower the belly, lift the chest, gently lift the tail. So as we breathe in, we take the breath to the tail and allow the breath to guide the tail up and back. As it fills the belly, fills the chest, opening up through the collarbone. And the exhale is guided by the gentle contraction of the pelvic floor as we draw the tail toward the earth, the chin toward the chest, and we arch into that upper back. And just follow the cadence of your own breath now as we move through that a few more times. Inhale, releasing, sending the breath to the tail, filling the torso like water filling a glass. Exhale, we release and let go as we arch into the upper back. Gaze is inwards. We're focused on that internal experience. One more time, lower the belly, lift the chest as you breathe in. Breathing out, arch the spine, draw the tail toward the earth, press into the palms, pushing up through the shoulder blades. Come back to neutral tabletop position. Send the tail back towards the heels. We come into Balasana, child's pose. When we breathe in now, we're going to move through a dynamic series with an equal inhale length to an equal exhale length. The body is guided by the movement of the breath. So as we inhale, we're going to count to 6. And just do that in our minds. And same again as we exhale. So we're really embodying the experience of movement connected with breath. Gaze is internal. As we inhale, we rise to our knees, sweep the arms overhead. The breath rises from the seat, opening up through the collarbone. There's a slight bend in the upper back. Exhale, returning, hinging at the hips, sending the hips to the heels, back into Balasana. Inhale, gently rise. Maybe you close down the eyes to really experience this internal connection. Exhale, lower. Move through this a few more times, following the cadence of your own breath, following the rhythm of your own count. All the while, focusing on the breath. Gaze is inward, maybe pointed toward the midbrain. Really take this moment to connect with that internal experience. Two more times. Inhale, slowly rise. Exhale, lower. Breathe in now, rise to all fours, tuck the toes, send the tail to the heels. As you lift the tail, come into Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. So we're just taking a moment to really feel into the body here. So walk out your downward facing dog if that's what the body's calling for. Maybe you're swaying the hips from side to side. Send the inhale to those areas that are calling for that extra attention. So maybe you feel the inhale opening up through the tail as it lifts the tail up and back. But you're also experiencing that breath as it reaches the belly and opens up through the collarbone. We notice as the elbows internally rotate toward each other to open the collarbone. Draw the navel toward the thighs. Microbend in the knees. Gently drawing the heels toward the earth. Take one more full breath. So experience the fullness of the breath as it blooms and blossoms from the seat, filling the torso, opening through the collarbone. And the exhale is guided by that gentle pelvic contraction, drawing the lower abdominals toward the spine. Inhale now, sweep the right leg to the sky, rise into three-legged down dog. Exhale, knee comes to chest. Step the foot between the hands, lower the back knee. We're going to come into a low lunge. So option to keep the back toes tucked, or you can untuck them if your body allows. Breathe in, sweep the arms forward, rise, come into a low lunge. Hands meet above the head. Draw the hands to heart center. Rotate the torso to the right. And we're going to hook the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Press into the palms, and you'll notice as the shoulders open a little wider, the inhale lifts the belly away from the thigh. So we've got nice active muscles through the lower abdominals, through the core. Gently draw the inner thighs toward each other. Breathe in. Maybe you close down the eyes. Take the breath to the seat. Allow it to move through the twist and open up through the chest. Exhale, navel draws to spine. One more breath. Inhale, release from the twist, frame the front foot, tuck the back toes, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, send the left leg to the sky, three-legged down dog. Nice deep stretch through the back of the right hamstring. Exhale, knee comes to chest. Step the foot between the hands, lower the back knee. Inhale, sweep the arms forward, rise into your low lunge. So the thumbs point back, the shoulder blades are melting down the back, and we're engaging the core to give us that strength. Exhale, draw the hands to heart center. Rotate the torso to the left. Hook the right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Press into the palms, and you'll notice that the collarbone opens up. The navel draws away from the thigh. Breathe in. Send the breath to the seat. Allow it to bloom and blossom as it opens up, moving through the twist into the collarbone. The exhale draws the navel toward the spine as it's slowly guided by a gentle pelvic contraction. Inhale, lift. Reaching through the crown, noticing as the torso is lifted away from the thigh. Exhale, low abdominals draw toward the spine. Inhale, unhook the elbow, come back to center, frame the front foot, step back, downward facing dog. Take a moment here to allow the body to recalibrate. So we're breathing into the sensations of the body, allowing the breath to recalibrate with the body. Creating space on the inhale as the tail lifts up and back. Gaze goes toward the back of the mat, lengthening through the back of the neck. Lower the knees, come to find a seat. And just draw the sole of the right foot to the outside of the left glutes. The left foot comes to rest on the outside of the right knee. We'll come into our Ardha Matsyendrasana. So as we lift up through the spine, so we're grounding down through the sit bones, lengthening and elongating the spine, lifting it away from the earth. Rotate the torso to the left, hug the left knee with the right arm, and bring the left fingertips to rest on the mat below. Inhale, lift up through the crown. Exhale, gently move into the twist. Close down the eyes, focus on the breath as it creates space. And the exhale softens the body. We're just rebalancing our energy centers here. We notice as the longer we're in our poses, the longer we're in our twists even, we find the length to create space within the spine and within the body, which creates space within the mind. And we notice as the body becomes a little more limber, a little more soft, allowing us to move a little deeper into each twist. Gently unwind from the twist. Come back to center. Switch the legs over. So the heel of the left foot is coming to the right glute. The right foot rests on the outside of the left knee. I'm just going to ground down through both sit bones, so making sure both sit bones are connected to the earth. Breathe in, allow the breath to blossom and bloom from the seat, creating space within the spine and the torso to allow us to rotate toward the right. Hug that right knee and come to the fingertips of the right hand behind. Inhale, create space throughout the body, throughout the spine, as you lift up through the crown. Exhale, give yourself a little bit of support and stability as you activate those muscles to rotate a little deeper into the twist. So we're not collapsing into that back hand. There's an activation of the muscles of the low back, maintaining the integrity of the spine. We are really on the tops of the fingertips here. Inhale, lift the spine. Exhale is guided by the gentle contraction of the pelvic floor as the navel draws toward the spine, allowing us to soften and deepen into the twist. Inhale, come back to center. Send the legs out long. We'll breathe into our Paschimottanasana now. You can bring a block. You can come to sit on a block if you want to create a little more space throughout the back line of the body. Lift up through the crown. Breathe in, sweep the arms overhead. Breathe out, hinging at the hip crease, folding forward, coming to our edge. So when you find that you're starting to round, that's your indicator to come back out just a little bit. Create that nice flat back from the tail all the way through to the crown. So there's a nice elongation of the back of the neck. And as we exhale again, we notice that with each exhale, we're able to soften a little further into the forward fold. Again, close down the eyes. Breathe into the experience of the breath as it soothes the body with its pranic energy. And the exhale allows the body to soften as you release any tension or discomfort. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Gently rise out of the fold. Bring the back to the mat. As we come to find Shavasana, you can send the feet out towards the ends. Allow them to fall to the edges. Arms rest beside the body, palms facing up. Gently tuck the shoulder blades underneath the chest. Draw the chin away from the chest, encouraging the natural curve of the spine. Relax the muscles in the face, the cheeks, the jaw, the brow bone. If they're not already, close down the eyes. Take that gaze inward, up and between the midpoint of the brow, up to the midbrain. If you find your mind begins to wander, come back to the breath. Really sense that deeper connection between your body, the earth, the energy you've created within it. And as we focus on that energy, with the gaze at the midpoint of the brain, perhaps widen the gaze to extend between the 2 points between the ears. And once you've become familiar with the 2 points between the ears, perhaps you can extend a little further. Noticing as the awareness expands out beyond the shoulders, beyond the mat. And as your awareness begins to expand, send that energy out with that expansion. Notice the heart open as you breathe life force energy in through the nasal passage. And with each exhale, your awareness of your energy expands a little further, reaching to the edges of the universe, connecting you with your network, your community. Give yourself permission to share that sense of inner connection with those who are able to sense your expansion of energy. Now surrender, let go, and release any connection to the outcome. Find stillness. Become aware of your breath. Become witness to its natural flow and natural rhythm. Begin to find movement in the fingers and the toes. Gently rock the head and neck from side to side. And when you're ready, roll to your most comfortable side and observe. Rise to find a comfortable seat. Eyes can remain closed. Take one final gaze inward as we reach our arms out and up and draw in the energy of the practice. Cup that energy in the palms of your hand. And as we exhale, release some of your inner connection to your outer world, encouraging that connection throughout your network, throughout your community. Draw the hands to heart center. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for your flow today. I hope you found a sense of inner connection, which you were able to project out to your connection of your network and your community. Keep making magic in this world from your space at your own pace. Namaste.